Recording is on. And now we shall talk about a new concept. Loops we have seen, correct? Do while loop, break continue, nested loops, and few more things about the loops we will talk about today. Now, day 40, day 40. And now yeah, I will. Recording is already uploaded. I just need to create the thumbnail and add the details. We'll upload that. Day 40. Here we can say readme.md. And consider that I have this object const, sorry, not here, app01.js, and here const obj is equals to, here I can say there are few keys, or const book. Here we can say name of the book. Here we can say ML with PyTorch author of the book ABC, number of pages 1000 pages, right? Is available on Kindle. Is Kindle false? This is not a Kindle edition, something like that. And now what I wanted to do, I want to explore this object, right? So you can take a for loop for let key, here you can say let key in book object. So anyone is having any concern about this book object? Any concern about this book object? No concern, right? You don't have any concern about this book object. Please write it into the chat box if anything is unclear. Okay, fine. Now there is one addition of the for which allows you to iterate over this book object. Console.log, here we can say key plus key. Now if I run it, cd day 40 and node app01.js, can you see key, name, author? So all the keys it is printing. Now my question is that how do you access values? It is printing keys. And now I want to access what? Values. How do you do that? Am I clear with the question? Is question clear to you or not?
Yes, clear. Yes.
Now, if this loop prints the keys only, name, author, page, is Kindle, I need values. How shall I print the values? How do you access object values?
There is a for let key there is a value.
Here,
Each value. Yes.
like this, like this,
Yes. And console.log also.
and console.log value. Okay. Still it is printing keys, which means that you are taking variable names sincerely. This name can
For
be
off.
this name can be anything.
Yes.
So if I write key, right, or if I write value, still it is going to print key only, because for loop says like that. If in you have in this book, then I'm going to print the keys. My question is that we have seen the basics of objects.
Using for off.
No, we have seen basics of objects.
Yes. The object dot.
So variables and data types.
Yes.
So we have seen over here, we have seen basics of objects. Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Or even these object basics we have seen. We have seen or not?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Accessing objects, accessing object
Object
properties.
dot.
See
Yes.
here, there are two ways to access the object properties.
Yes.
I think you guys are not revising. There are two ways to access the object, either using dot property. Can you tell me where we have seen that? In which lecture we have seen that? Variables, data types, functions, more on functions. We have seen that or not?
Yes, sir.
Let const, conditional statements, variables and data types here. JavaScript introduction. Hello? We have seen that or not? Am I audible or not? Okay. Accessing the object values. So here, if this is giving you key plus value plus, here you can say book of key, and if you do it again, can you see name key is this, value is this, key is this, value is this, for off loop. Correct? This is how your for off loop works. Any object you can give over here, sorry, for in loop, any object you can give over here, and it will print keys inside that object. It will print keys inside this object. right? Now let me create, so here we can say loops for in loop, for in app02.js. And what is there in the array section? So we are moving ahead with something called as array. Const arr. What do you mean by array? What do you mean by array? It is the collection of values like ABC, then PQR, then LMN, right? Then XYZ. Fine, AYX, no problem. So console.log, first you can say type of ARR. Type of ARR. First thing, sorry, just clear it. app02.js. Can you see? Type of this ARR is something called as object. That is something called as object. Now array can be created in this way. First in this way. Let's go to web development, JavaScript, arrays, introduction to arrays. So declaring the array using array literal and using array constructor. So when you talk about arrays, is a data structure in JavaScript used to store the collection of values or elements. These elements can be of any data type, number, string, object, functions, etc. So arrays are ordered, meaning that they maintain the sequence of the element and each element is associated with the unique index. JavaScript arrays are dynamic, which means that they can add or remove element as needed. We'll see that. What do you mean by that part? Just a minute. Okay. Now let's go ahead here. So array creation. Array, creating an array. So you can create array in two ways using the literal notation. This is the most common way. You can enclose a list of elements in the square brackets. Array constructor, you can create an array using array constructor, although this is a less common. So first you can create in this way, arr1, and now const arr2 new array, new array. See here. New array and arr2 dot, here you can say arr 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have printed type of this arr1. Let's print type of arr2. Here you can say object object. That is clear. Means if you create array in this way or in this way, the type of that array would be the object itself. Then here you can say console.log arr1 dot. Okay, before that, let's print arr1, and here let's print arr2. Just clear it. Can you see? This would be array, this would be array. It is printing array in this way. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Any question? All members please respond. Any questions? Please let me know if it is clear to you. We didn't do any fancy thing, just declared an array, printed that array. Here also we declared an array, printed that array. That's it. Now, next thing. So this is how, these are the two general ways to create an array. Array literal notation and array constructor notation. Array literal notation and what array? Constructor notation. Now, how do you access the elements of an array? No matter which array, the way you will create the array, accessing the element would be same. Console.log, here you can say, I want to access the elements from array1 arr1 of 0 indexes. So this is at the 0th location, this is at the first location, this is at the second location, this is at the third location. Okay, let's write it and say 0th element, 0th element. Let's not use hyphen, otherwise it can treat as a minus. 0th element, first element, second element, 2, and third element. Third element. So 0, 1, 2, 3. And one more thing, total elements in the array. If you want to calculate total elements, how many elements are there? Total elements. That is called as the length of an array. So arr plus arr1 dot length. It will give you how many elements are there. 1, 2, 3, sorry. So let's clear it. Can you see total 4 elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember that array index will always begin from 0. Remember that array elements always begin from 0. And that's why you will go till third position. Correct? Hello?
Yes.
Now, this is how you will access the element. My question is that console.log, there is no fourth element available. Actually, this is the first element, but technically it's a zeroth because index start from 0. So in the bracket you will write index. Okay. Now, what if I try something like this? If I try to access ARR of 5, can you tell me what will happen? What will happen? No, I need an answer. What it will print?
Undefined.
Undefined. Other people? Yeah, other people.
Yeah, defined or blank.
Okay, let's try it. This is the error. Okay, error. See, why error came? Because ARR variable is not defined. So be aware of the question. You should say it's an error because ARR variable is not defined. Let's do in a ARR 1 of 5. Now it will get undefined. Now it will give you what? Undefined. Okay, so just a minute. Now in the readme we can say now you need to tell me how do you solve this. What is this symbol called as? Summation. In the mathematics, this is a summation symbol which starts from n is equals to 1 to 10, n is equals to 1 to 10, and n square. How do you solve this? Or let's take, instead of 10 we can take 5. So we need to implement this thing in the mathematics, in the JavaScript. Think 1 minute and tell me. Can you please say that again? It was mumbling voice. Hello? But how, yeah, how do we implement that? In the JavaScript, how do we implement that? Loop. Okay. See these questions, if you are appearing for the interview, so generally we say that where do we use maths in our general life? Here is a math in your general life. So this is what we have seen in engineering or whatever your field of education is. How many of you have studied maths in the school? Can you please raise the hand? How many of you have studied this thing in your school, high school, in anywhere? You have studied in high school, right? Somewhere you have studied this kind of thing in your high school, college, wherever. So you are familiar with this. It's not that it's all Greek to you. It's okay, no problem. So this symbol says that, so you will run from 1 to 5, 1 to 5, and for, so output would be something like this. So output of this would be is equals to, so this is equals to 1 square, so n is equals to 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square. You getting my point? 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square, till when it will run from 1 to 5, correct? It will run from 1 to 5. Getting my point or not? So this is clear, right? Okay, let's implement this then. Just a minute. So how do you implement that? So very simple, not a big deal. That's very simple, not a big deal. Either you can, I will tell you with the with respect to array. Can you see this array? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 elements over here. So here we can say for, or we can say function function summation. That symbol is called as summation. And this array. So consider the elements inside this array. Consider elements inside this array. And then we can say ARR, simple ARR. Here we can say ARR dot. So we need to write a for loop for let I is equals to 0, I is less than ARR dot length and I plus plus. Okay. Now let sum is equals to 0 in the beginning. See what is this is the equation, and solution of this equation would be 1 square so here we can say 1 square. Just a minute. 1 square plus, okay, it is not actually working. It is not actually working. One square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square. So answer of this would be 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square. So how do we implement this? Sum is equals to earlier sum plus, you can say, math, or we can say I into this thing. This operator we have seen or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
And console.log or return sum. Return what? Sum. And if you say summation, console.log summation is plus summation of that ARR 2. Now run it again. Can you see sum is 30? Is it correct? It's correct or not? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, I think yeah, it seems wrong.
It seems wrong, right?
Yes, sir.
So what's the problem then? ARR 1. ARR 2 we have passed. Into let's minute math dot power I raised to 2. Now what is this math dot power? You'll get to know. Or instead of I, we can say n. 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 Let's return the sum. Sum is equals to sum plus, or plus equals to here n. Well, it doesn't make any difference with the name. Why summation is 30? What is ARR to 1?
Can we write like sum is equal to sum plus n into n?
Just a minute. 1 plus 4 plus 9, 9 plus 16, oh, plus 5. And we are getting an output as 30. I got it. So here you can say equals to. Now it is 55. Correct answer is 55, right? So your
Yes.
problem was correct. So you can write sum is equals to sum plus this. Answer is 55. So a loop was running till this element. And till this element, your answer is correct. A live example of array. Why you should use array? One example. To solve this equation, what do you need? So meaning of this symbol, something which is, so this symbol is loop. This symbol is what? Loop. And n square, we want that to be performed on an array. We want that to be performed on an array. So technically you don't need array over here, right? But we have said that take the elements from an array. But here, if you see, we didn't use ARR anywhere over here, right? Hello? So here you have used the ARR. But if you want this to be performed inside an array, ARR of n should be there, right? Now it will consider elements inside this array. Now it will consider elements inside this array. ARR of n, ARR2. Now it is passing NaN. Can you tell me what is NaN? Hello?
It is not a number.
Correct, not a number. But why we are getting not a number here? ARR, this ARR of n. Okay, let's console dot.
So ARR, we are having different very detailed values, right? If you can scroll up.
Tell me why this is happening.
No, it's not ARR2, right? We have written ARR.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see ARR at the top. We are having ABC and BPR. No, match power ARR.
2. So here you have passed ARR2.
But in the array, for loop, you
Okay, now just remove this line and run it again. See, now you'll get 55 correctly, because now we are considering elements inside an array, and if you do this thing, that element is unavailable. ARR dot length is what? How much is the ARR dot length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And you are trying to access ARR of something like this. So for the 0th iteration, so what it will happen, let me write it over here. So for the first iteration, means 0th iteration over here, sum is equals to, what is the existing value of sum? 0 plus math dot power. What is the ARR of n? We have 0th element is 1 square, 1 raised to 2, right? It will happen in the first iteration. So here 2 raised to 2, but here what is the value of sum? 0 plus 1 raised to 2, 1. So here 1 plus, like this, so 4. So here 4 plus 1 is 5. Second iteration, in the second iteration, sum is equals to 5 plus what? 3 raised to 2 is equals to, what is this? 11. Next.
It's not parking.
Hello? Hello? Am I audible? So what will happen for the third iteration? Would it be like this? For the fourth iteration, would it be like this? 1, 2, 3, 4. But it will try to, when you say equals to, so what is the length of an array over here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will try to iterate till fifth element, right? So it will try to do this thing also. Why? It is less than or equal to the length. So it will start from 0 and it will try to do, because length is 5. Yes or no? So this is the length. So this is the value of n, right? N. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will try to iterate till the fifth element. This is the fifth element, and that is not available, that is actually undefined. So here you will get math.pow of undefined, and you will get nan answer. That's why you need to remove this equal to symbol. Whenever you want to iterate elements through an array, whenever you want to iterate these elements over these elements, if you don't want to iterate over these elements, then code is clean. So sum is equals to sum, just n, array element n, and that's why answer is 30, because it will start from 0. N would be 0. So if n is 0, this is the answer. N is 1, this is the answer. N is 2, this is the answer. N is 3, this. And it will end over here actually, because less than ARR dot length. Correct? Hello? Is that clear or not? Hello? If it is clear, 3 square is 9. 9 plus 5. Yeah, you are correct. So here it should be 14. It should be 14, correct. Hello?
Yes.
Any other question? Hello? Is that clear or not? Basics of array and live example where you can use an array. To solve such kind of things, you need an array. So we'll stop over here today. A lot of things I have covered. I don't want to give you burden on this. Fine. Just revise this much things first, and then we will continue tomorrow. Okay? Array basics.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.